week it'll be back.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event. This contest is a 30-minute Iron Man match, and it is for the RWA Hype Championship. A fall can be obtained by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countout. When the bell rings, the man in charge, RWA official, Michael Santana. It is swinging first. The challenger, wrestling out of the fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 170 pounds, the ace, Montero. And his opponent, wrestling out of the notorious RWA, he weighs in today at 175 pounds. He is the current reigning and defending RWA Hype Champion, Kris Pyro.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 30 minutes to glory for the RWA Hype Championship. The ace, Mike Montero, has challenged Kris Pyro, who has only the second time. He is only the second RWA Hype Champion. The bell has rung. We are underway. 30 minutes to glory. The main event, RWA Shop-iversary. These two, a very storied rivalry over the years. Mike Montero almost guaranteeing a victory in the face of Kris Pyro. What a show we've had here on Shop-iversary. As Kris Pyro, challenger and champion, sizing each other up. Collar and elbow tie up to start this match. Pyro, who has about 5 pounds on Mike Montero, muscles Montero back to the corner. And a clean break at 2 from referee Michael Santana. Montero doesn't look like he was expecting that. I have seen him here all evening, folks, and Montero has been more focused than I have ever seen him. Collar and elbow tie-up by challenger and champion again. This time it is Kris Pyro being backed up into the corner. And a clean break being called for. And a little bit of one-upsmanship by Mike Montero.
I ain't letting that go down. I can't hear you guys go.
Now both men size each other up again. Are they going to lock up a third time? Kris Pyro calls for a test of strength.
With this skinny guy?
Montero showing off the muscles that he wishes he had. And Kris Pyro mocking him just a little bit. Here we go, both men. It looks like it will be a test of strength. Both men lock the left hands and the right. And there they are, chest to chest, Greco-Roman style. Neither man looking like they're giving yet. Pyro trying to step through and tosses Montero to the ground. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Montero is up. 1, 2 again. Montero this time gets the shoulder up. 1, 2, and Montero bridges. What strength. Now a little bit of lucha libre almost. A monkey flip. Both men down. Here's a pinfall. Both men bridge. Montero breaks the bridge first. Pulls Pyro up. Still locked in the test of strength. Now a side headlock tape over. Excuse me, a side headlock by Kris Pyro. Montero fish hooking almost Kris Pyro and turns into a side headlock of his own. Off the ropes goes Montero. Big shoulder tackle. Takes down Kris Pyro. Off the ropes, Montero. Looks like ducks under Kris Pyro. Pyro side headlock takedown. Nicely done by the champion. Here's a count. 1 shoulder down for a 1 count. Here's a cover again. Whoop, 1. And nope, only a 1 count. Santana looking in at making sure those shoulders are up by Mike Montero. the technical wrestling ability by both of these men. Montero now going to the ribs, trying to break the hold of Kris Pyro off the ropes. And a big shoulder tackle by Pyro this time. Off the ropes, ducking under is Montero. Goes for a leapfrog, missed, and a drop kick missed by Kris Pyro. And Montero's going to call a bit of a timeout. Montero looks like he's going to fly. Nope, he was caught by Pyro. Pyro looks like he's going to fly. Suicide dive and hits Montero right in front of us. Montero and Pyro down. Pyro up to his feet first. And you can hear Michael Santana emphatically telling both men to get back in the ring. We are just about 5 minutes into this match. 30 minutes to glory for the RWA Hype Championship. Off the ropes, Pyro. Low-level drop kick right to the face to Mike Montero. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Montero has been struggling since being dumped out of the ring. This crowd clearly on the side of Kris Pyro. He's going to charge a big European uppercut in the corner, calling for one more. Here he comes again, up and over, this time landing on the apron, and a big kick right to the side of the head to Mike Montero. Pyro's going up, and now Montero with a knee to the temple, and Pyro goes from the top turnbuckle to the floor. Right in front of some fans here at RWA. This is the first time in a long time we have seen an Iron Man match on RWA television. Montero goes after Kris Pyro. Now setting up for a vertical suplex on the floor. A vertical suplex, and Kris Pyro showing the wear on the back as he went right onto that wooden floor. No mats on that end of the ring, folks. The lower back of the champion, as you can see, he is favoring it now. Montero sweeps Pyro into the ring. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out just at 2. Elbow drop right to the sternum. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Pyro shaking his head, trying to get his wits about him. Montero once again looking focused. The leader of the stacked deck now hangs up Kris Pyro on the second rope. I'm surprised that Montero came out here alone. Usually he is flanked by the funny man Devin Blaze and Chris Cruz. Not so tonight in our main event. Montero picking Pyro up. Pyro breaks, and a forearm right to the chin. Another forearm to the chin of Mike Montero, and a headbutt. Nobody wins with a headbutt. Off the ropes and taken down by Mike Montero. Pyro 1, 2, and a kick out. Pyro tried to gain a little bit of momentum off that headbutt, but Montero saw, I believe, a shoulder tackle coming, was able to deflect it. Now dropping the knee from the corner, right on the chin of Kris Pyro. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Neither man just about 10 minutes into this match has a pinfall or a fall in general as of yet. There's a rear chin lock applied. Santana checking Kris Pyro to see if he is still conscious. He is. Trying to fight to get to his feet. Asking the RWA fans for a little bit of help. There's an elbow to the chest. Another one to the midsection this time. A third to the midsection. Pyro breaks the hold of Mike Montero. Into the ropes goes Montero. Pyro looking for a boot. Nobody home. Montero follows up with a boot of his own right to the head. Snapmare takeover. Off the ropes. And a double knee taking Pyro down from the corner, not the ropes, excuse me. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro kicks out. Montero nearly sitting on the chest of Kris Pyro that time. The clock still winding down, nearing the 10-minute mark of this match. Montero adjusting his pads, giving Pyro a moment to breathe. Unwise for the challenger. Pyro again fights back. A shot to the midsection, follows up with another one. Now a forearm right to the chin. A second forearm to the chin. A third. And Pyro looking to gain some steam. Gets a boot right to Mike Montero. Montero was floored briefly. Pyro's going to charge again. Montero sidesteps and dumps Pyro outside the ring. Now as Pyro is outside the ring and having a 10 count being administered, Montero is going to take a bit of a timeout and rest. This is a marathon. It is not a race. Excuse me, a sprint. Ironman match is about endurance. Big scoop and a slam now to Kris Pyro. Off the ropes, Montero with a low-level leg drop. Here's a cover, 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Mike Montero looking a little bit confused, though he hasn't really delivered a devastating blow as of yet to keep Pyro, the champion, down for a 3 count. Montero now goes to the high-rent district. Pyro tried to stop Montero. Montero kicks him down, and now Pyro just a slap right to the face. Stuns Montero, and Pyro's going to go to the top rope. Pyro's going to try for a superplex. I don't know how successful this is going to be. Montero's able to block. Now the shots to the body. Stuns Pyro. And is Montero, what is he setting Pyro up for? Is he going for a Canadian Destroyer? I think Pyro sees it coming, doing his best to block it. Montero trying for it again, unsuccessful. Pyro dumps Montero to the floor. Pyro springboard moonsault, and it misses the mark. Pyro and Montero both down after taking a risk in our top turnbuckle. Now a standing 10 count being administered. Ironically enough, both men would be credited with a fall. Michael Santana at 4. He is at 5 as both men start to stir. He's saying both men now are up. Pyro is the first one to recover. Going for a fisherman. Nails the fisherman. I believe it was a fisherman brainbuster. And a cover. 1, 2, and Montero kicks out at 2. Pyro thought that he was going to get a pinfall with that move. Montero, you can see, is visibly struggling now, trying to gain his wits about him. Pyro, I believe, injured his knee after that moonsault. Montero with a schoolboy. Pyro rose through a big super kick right to the head of Kris Pyro. Pyro's up again, and a neck breaker takes down the champion. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro just kicks out. Just kicks out. Unbelievable, the strength and the ability of both of these men to take some pretty devastating blows in the last 3 minutes and to remain aware enough to kick out at 2. Pyro going for a it was Montero going for a super kick. Now Pyro trading a super kick of his own. Both missed the mark. Trading blows back and forth, going for a DVD. Hit it. Pyro hit a DVD. 1, 2, and 3.
As a pinfall, he leads this Ironman match 1 fall to none.
1 fall to none. Kris Pyro with a Death Valley driver. Now leads this Ironman match, just under 17 minutes left. You can tell Mike Montero is still struggling, and Pyro looks like he lost a lot of adrenaline after hitting that move. Both men, near halfway through this match, have given each other everything they can take thus far. Pyro ringing the arm, reversed by Montero. with a mule kick, and now a kick right to the chin, a kick to the knee, and now a kick right to the back of the head. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro kicks out at 2. Montero, look at his eyes. He's getting frustrated. Now he's staring back at Michael Santana. Santana saying it was a 2 count. Montero saying that he should count the 3, and that's true. Oh, jeez. He can be disqualified. Don't push the referee. And now Santana pushes Montero. And Montero shoving Michael Santana. It's not wise to shove a referee. Santana with a, oh my God! Montero just super kicked the referee! What the hell did you do that for? And now Montero realizes without somebody to count the 3, there's no way he can win this match. What the hell did Mike Montero do? And here comes the stacked deck. I knew they were around. Hey, wait a minute.
No. What do you mean, no? This isn't your fight. This is my fight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. On my own. Myself. 15 minutes remaining. 15 minutes.
As the stacked deck are trying their best to get involved, Montero, as Kris Pyro just floors Montero off the ropes, back and forth, and now Kris Pyro takes out the stacked deck. The stacked deck tried to attack Kris Pyro, and Montero called off the dogs after super kicking the referee. That's almost a perfect situation for a guy like Mike Montero to take advantage. Instead, he said this is his fight and told his boys to go to the back. Kris Pyro is calling a referee. There's senior referee Steve Mosher, who looks like he's going to be the one in charge of this in this match right now. Pyro with a shoulder tackle up and over. Montero sets Pyro up. He's going to hit it. The Canadian Destroyer. That's got to be it for Pyro. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3.
Mike Montero gains a pinfall. This match is tied. 1 fall apiece.
Now we are tied 1 apiece. Mike Montero with a Canadian Destroyer pinned Kris Pyro. As you can see in the background, the stacked deck walking away now, shouting something at Mike Montero. Unbelievable. We're only halfway through this match. We have a referee down. Michael Santana was super kicked by Mike Montero. And then he realized what he did and started to regret it.
It's the closest thing to a Spanish referee that we have.
Montero and Pyro on the apron, both men trying to struggle to their feet. Pyro sees Montero and hits him with a forearm. Forearm returned by Montero. Now forearm back to Montero. Both men trading blows. Look how exhausted both men seem right now. Just under 13 minutes to go in this match. Montero with a kick to the side. Pyro follows up with a kick to the shoulder on Mike Montero. Montero trades a kick, back and forth they go. And now it's a Guri. That one did it. Mike Montero is on La La Land. And he follows up with Enziguri. From the outside to the inside goes Kris Pyro. Montero struggling to stay on his feet, using the top rope to keep himself balanced. Inside, Kris Pyro trying to gain his wits again. Blocking the right hand and now following up with a forearm to Mike Montero, who's on the apron. And now Pyro bashes Montero's head into the top turnbuckle. Like he's gonna fly in a DDT! Oh my God, what a DDT! From the outside to the apron. The agility of Kris Pyro just planted Montero, and Pyro went from the inside of the ring to the apron, delivering a DDT, and now both men on the outside. Steve Mosher, senior referee, now in charge of this match, checking on both men. Mosher's going to administer a standing 10 count, which in a tie really means nothing. Mosher is at 4. Montero and Pyro struggling to get back to their feet. Mosher is at 7 now. Montero and Pyro crawling to the ring. Mosher's at 9. Both men dive into the ring to break the standing 10 count. Unbelievable. The depths that these men will go to for the RWA Hype Championship. And just think, this is what Pyro is doing for the Hype Championship. Imagine what he'll do for the Triple Crown Championship at Dynasty. He is the #1 contender for that belt, folks. Pyro with a forearm. Montero follows up with a forearm of his own. Both men staggering. Forearm by Pyro. Montero with a kick. And a kick by Pyro. Pyro delivers a stomp to the head and a forearm. And now a wheel kick. Now under 10 minutes as Kris Pyro almost got a 3 count there after that spinning wheel kick. Pyro asking me at the table if the time is correct. It is, folks. Both men have gone at it for 20 plus minutes, giving everything they have. We've seen a Death Valley driver and a Canadian destroyer. A spinning wheel kick by Mike Montero, and now a code breaker. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro kicks out at 2. Montero can't believe it. Both men showing signs of exhaustion, running on pure adrenaline at this point. Steve Mosher checking on challenger and champion. We are tied up at 1 here at the RWA Chop Shop and Shop-iversary. Montero to his feet, trying to line up Pyro. Goes after Pyro. Pyro ducks, and a kick right to the side of the head of Mike Montero. Pyro forearms from the apron. Montero just falling right to the mat, and now a kick again to the temple. Pyro going to the top rope. It's a frog splash! Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Mike Montero kicked out. How did he kick out of the frog splash? Pyro thought that was going to be his second pinfall and the leading pinfall. Kris Pyro can't believe it. The determination in Mike Montero. Pyro's now calling for a 450 splash. If the frog splash isn't going to work, why not? Montero is stunned, being brought up to his feet. Being set up, and I think it's going to be an Alabama slam. Wait a minute, Montero rolls through, almost a pinfall, kick to the gut. Is he going to go for another one? A Canadian destroyer. He need a Canadian destroyer. If he can roll Pyro over, that could be a pinfall. The float over, here's a cover. 1, 2, and Kris Pyro kicked out. Incredible. Listen to this crowd at the Chop Shop. Montero hit his signature maneuver, the Canadian destroyer, which the only man to kick out of that move has been Kris Pyro. Pyro kicked out of it at RWA Legacy 6, and he's kicked out of it again here tonight. Montero doesn't know what to do. Pyro's trying to get his wits about him. He's holding the back of his head as we are under 7 minutes to go. Both men using each other to stand. Pyro can barely stand on spaghetti legs, now forearms back and forth. Pyro's going to follow with a form of his own. Both men barely able to send double boot. Both men down. Center of the ring, 6.5 minutes to go. Steve Mosher, our second official in the match, administering a standing 10 count. From what I am understanding, Michael Santana is receiving medical attention in the back. He has regained consciousness though, and his glasses have been found. Mosher is up to 5. At 6, both men at a knee. Montero tries a schoolboy. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Pyro kicks out again. Pyro with a small package. 1, 2, and Montero kicks out. Both men just trying to figure out any way to one-up each other and maybe surprise a pinfall. Into the corner goes Montero. Pyro flies in, tried for a monkey flip. Nobody there, and Montero stepping through. It wouldn't be an Iron Man match if we didn't see one of these. Montero, if he can step through, he locks in the sharpshooter. Made famous by Bret Hart. Montero has the sharpshooter locked in. Pyro trying to get to the ropes.
5 minutes remaining in this contest. 5 minutes.
Just at 5 minutes, it's almost winning time. And Pyro tried to muscle through, does break the sharpshooter, and locks in a sharpshooter of his own. And he's dragging now Mike Montero right to the center of the ring, putting all that torque on the lower back. Montero riling in pain as we are under 5 minutes to go in this 30-minute Iron Man match. Look at the bridge and the strength of Mike Montero to break the hold. Montero now trying to lock in a sharpshooter again. He does lock in a sharpshooter. Takes me back to the days in the mid-90s when the Mothership had an Iron Man match and Bret Hart held a sharpshooter for 45 seconds on Shawn Michaels. And Michaels did not tap then. Montero and Pyro will not tap here. And as Pyro, he looks like he's trying to lock in an Indian Deathlock, but Montero wraps himself in the bottom rope.
Come on, Pyro!
Both men exhausted, can barely use their legs. Pyro trying to bridge himself up, favoring that knee now heavily. And now he's double legs Montero. He's going for a sharpshooter again. And he steps over, and there it is again. Man, would they be happy in Canada to see all of this. Pyro holding that sharpshooter in. Montero looks like he's out. Pyro now grabbing both hands under that knee, keeping that hold locked in. I think Montero's out. Mosher checking the arm. It drops once. We are tied and nearing the 3-minute mark. It drops again. This could be a very important fall. And Montero holds. He holds it too. Pyro can't believe it. He's doing everything he can to keep that hold locked in. Montero bridges. He's trying to get to the ropes, and he does, and he breaks the hold at the same time. Kris Pyro can't believe it. Now he's asking Steve Mosher if Montero gave up, and Mosher's saying he did not. He got to the bottom rope. Pyro's trying to get feeling back into that left knee. Can barely put any weight on it anymore. Gets himself back up. We are nearing winning time here, folks. Two minutes left. Both men trading blows back and forth, barely able to stand. Forearms again. Montero wavers. He's down on the mat.
Come on, Ace! That is what you want, like the Ace! Come on!
Now Pyro is shouting in the face of Montero. Montero with a boot right to the face of Kris Pyro. And a super kick. And that one put Montero down. But how impactful could it be with that injured leg? And now a super kick of his own to Mike Montero. Montero hit Pyro in the shoulder. I don't know how either of these guys can still see straight. And now a super kick to the temple. That one was delivered effectively. We have a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. 1 minute, under 60 seconds to go. Both men are tied. In fact, we don't even know what would happen if we end in a tie. Would Kris Pyro still be the champion? I would assume that's how it is. Pyro is calling for that 450, but how much weight can he put on that left leg? Montero's still down after that super kick. Montero being set up. 30 seconds, 450, no water in the pool. Kris Pyro went for it all and found nothing. Under 20 seconds to go now. Montero doesn't even know where he is. Here's a cover. 1, 2, Pyro rolls through. And that's it. 30 minutes has expired. Hold on, I gotta go see Mosher.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 30-minute time limit has expired, and the match has ended in a tie. However, there must be a winner. This goes to sudden death, overtime.
One fall to a finish. We are in overtime. Sudden death as ordered by senior referee Steve Mosher. Listen to this crowd pounding on the mat, trying to get Pyro or Montero to their feet. Mosher is informing both men that we are in sudden death. First man to find a pinfall is the hype champion. Pyro goes for a kick to Mike Montero. Montero follows up with a boot. Pyro barely able to stand, kicks Montero in the temple. Montero using the top rope and a kick right to the head of Kris Pyro. Pyro and Montero both catch a boot, both going for a kick, both miss, and they're both on the ground, exhausted. Steve Mosher doesn't know what to do. Here comes a standing 10 count. But in overtime, a standing 10 count's really not going to mean much. He's at 3 now. Kris Pyro starting to stir. Mike Montero starting to stir. We're at 6. Montero can barely get to his knees. We're at 8 now. Pyro using the ropes to get up. Montero is up. Pyro is up. Referee says this continues, and a forearm right to the head. Pyro's going to go for a Death Valley driver. Montero, he rolls through. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3, new champion! Montero has shocked the world and has become the hype champion. And he did it on his own. Steve Mosher presenting the belt to Mike Montero. And what an incredible battle between Kris Pyro and Mike Montero. Unreal what these two have done to each other. Montero calling for a mic. The new champion has something to say. This ought to be interesting.
Kris Pyro, I want to let
10 years ago, I used to sit in this crowd, just like all you people here, and I watched Kris Pyro. I grew up watching Kris Pyro. I wanted to be Kris Pyro. But stepping into this match with you, I can't lie, the ultimate endurance test, I promise you, you took me beyond my physical limit. Kris Pyro, you showed to me, and you showed to everyone here, what kind of a man you are. And for that, I respect you.
Something I was not expecting out of Mike Montero, but both men who did battle for over 35 minutes in this match for the RWA Hype Championship, showing each other the Warriors' respect. Now the stacked deck is out here screaming, "Don't do it," to Mike Montero. The stacked deck is not about respect, and look at Chris Cruz and Devin Blaze screaming at Mike Montero. And he shakes hands anyway. What does this mean for the stacked deck? I'm not sure what this means, folks, but I tell you what a way to close out Shop-iversary. And the only way to find out the inner workings of the RWA, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on our website, rwawrestling.net. Check us out on Twitter at RWA Forever, and on YouTube and public access. Until we meet again, from ringside at the Shop-iversary, I am the classy Rob Massey. Good night, everybody.